One of the most common questions I get asked, and I've been asked this for years, is this: how do I not attach to something I love? How do I love my child without attachment? How do I love my partner without attachment? How do I love deeply and still practice non attachment? And the reason this question comes up so often is because most people misunderstand what attachment actually is. Non attachment does not mean loving less. It does not mean caring less. And it definitely does not mean pulling away from the people or things that matter to you. Non attachment is about how you relate, not how much you love. And once you understand that, everything changes in relationships, in leaderships, and in life. If you're new here, my name is Kathie Owen. I'm a private, invitation only consultant, and I work with leaders, teams, and individuals around emotional regulation, boundaries, and clarity, especially in high pressure environments. This channel is about principles that hold up in real life, not motivational ideas, not spiritual bypassing, but grounded practice you can actually live by. Here's the distinction most people miss: attachment is not love. Attachment is being emotionally tied to how things should be. And attachment almost always shows up in three ways. Number one, tolerating harm. Number two, abandoning discernment. And number three, collapsing boundaries. All three come from the same place. This shouldn't be happening. That word should is where attachment lives. Think about how this shows up in everyday life. A parent who has no boundaries because they believe sacrificing themselves is love. A partner who tolerates behavior that hurts them because they're afraid of loss. A leader who overfunctions, overexplains, and absorbs emotional chaos to keep everyone comfortable. That's not love, that's attachment. And attachment always leads to self abandonment. Non attachment does not ask you to stop loving. It asks three very specific things. Will you stop letting fear decide your posture? Will you keep your heart open without hardening or collapsing? Will you stay steady even if others don't change? Non attachment is loving fully without betraying yourself. It's the difference between love with presence versus love with self erasure. Here's what non attachment often looks like in real life. Someone you care about becomes uncomfortable when you stop overgiving. They may feel neglected. They may feel threatened. They may say you've changed. But what actually happened is this: you stop abandoning yourself to regulate their emotions. Non attachment is not withdrawal. It's anchored presence. You're still loving, you're still available, you're just no longer collapsing your boundaries to maintain an image of how things should be. There's that word, should. And when you do that, patterns surface, projections appear. Oh, yeah, projections. Truth becomes very visible. That's not cruelty, that's clarity. Non attachment is loving without abandoning discernment, safety, or boundaries, even when it would be easier to sacrifice yourself. This principle applies everywhere. First of all, in relationships, you don't disappear to keep love. You don't tolerate harm to avoid loss. In parenting, you don't confuse self sacrifice with devotion. You model boundaries as safety, not rejection. In leadership, you don't manage emotions for others, and you don't collapse clarity to keep the peace. Non attachment creates real stability, not control, not compliance. Non-attachment is one of the 3 core principles I live by and I teach. Non-attachment is the first one. Radical responsibility is the second one. And courage is the third one. These are not concepts, nor are they core values. They are standards for how you relate to people, power, and pressure. I work privately with leaders and individuals who are ready to stop self-abandoning and start leading and living from clarity. My work is invitation only. If this perspective resonates, you can learn more about my work and read related articles on my website at www.kathieowen.com. Kathie is how I spell Kathie. And by the way, I will be talking about this a lot more on my channel. So be sure you subscribe so you don't miss a video from me. And I always include a blog post with every video that I do that includes bonus resources, including, guess what? Links to more non-attachment articles inside the article. And if you've ever wondered how to love deeply without losing yourself, this is the path. Not detachment, not withdrawal, self-loyal love. All right, that's my episode for today. I trust that you found it helpful. If you know someone who could benefit from this, please share it with them. And until next time, I'll see you next time.